Football at 4. It's my favorite time of day because football is my favorite thing to talk. Played football, watched football, love football, and we're about to be in football season. This is The Drive with Tim Donnelly and the biggest lotto ticket on the Panthers roster. And that doesn't mean like might be worth zero. What I mean is the lotto ticket with the highest jackpot.
Like the Mega Million tonight, by the way.
Yeah, is it still over $1 billion?
Maybe.
If
it is, I might need to go buy my lottery ticket right now when I get off work.
I feel like I saw a lot of news stories about it a couple days ago and haven't seen them in a while, so maybe somebody won it. But it could be huge, right? It could be massive. And it's DJ Chark. DJ Chark could be one of the biggest payouts on the Panthers roster. Now, yes, Bryce Young could be, if he ends up being a franchise Hall of Fame quarterback, that's the biggest possible payout. But it also came with the biggest possible price tag. You had to trade for the number 1 overall pick and then use the number 1 overall pick on him. So there's going to be a lot of debates about how good is Bryce Young. Matter of fact, Frank Reich spoke to the media today at Panthers camp, and he was asked about similarities between 4-time MVP and future Hall of Famer Aaron Rodgers and Bryce Young.
I think there's similarities, you don't like to compare in this business, and obviously Aaron Rodgers is in the league of, Bryce isn't ready to be mentioned in the same sentence as Aaron Rodgers. But the reality is he can do exactly what you said. Like the throw that you're talking about today, that's an elite throw, and how quick it gets out. That's the thing with Aaron. He not only can throw at all those arm angles, but the speed at which the ball gets out, there's a special skill set for that, and we believe Bryce has that same skill set.
We don't like the comparison game, but here's the exact comparison between these two players. I love the comparison game. I hate it for prospects. I love it for developments, okay? I hate it for prospects for the simple reason of nobody like during the draft, no one ever uses the best comparison. They use the most famous comparisons, which the most famous comparisons are always the best players. So you have Stetson Bennett being drafted in the 4th round, and everyone's going, well, he kind of moves. He's a little bit short. A little Russell Wilson in him. And I'm going like, that's not fair. The 4th round pick should not be compared to Russell Wilson. Everyone who ever played baseball is the next Patrick Mahomes, and that's not fair. But once someone is in the NFL, I like using style comparison, not quality comparisons. So what I think is funny is they have the same name for this next one, right? I'm not comparing Bryce Young and Aaron Rodgers, but what about DJ and DJ? What about DJ Chark and DJ Moore?
Ooh.
What about just the role they play? I know that their physical makeups are a little different, but just the role they're going to play on this team. What about DJ and DJ? And it doesn't have to be a 1-for-1. If it's close, the Panthers front office should get a gold star and a parade. DJ Chark is the definition of a post-hype sleeper, meaning they were once hyped up as a potential big-time game changer, and it didn't happen. But then it's like, well, let's look at the reasons why it didn't happen. Are these reasons that will continue to hold the player back? Or are these reasons that once they kind of get over them or get past them, they can get back to the things that made us so excited? Chark told The Athletic that he doesn't feel pressure to prove it to anybody outside of himself. He just feels like it's time to get back on track. He knows what he is. I know what my talent is, he said. I've dealt with some difficult circumstances, but one thing I know about me, I'm going to keep pushing through. So here's what I mean about what are the things holding you back. I'm going to use the game that you referenced earlier. NC State, Maryland, 2011, 2012?
Yep.
I forget what year it was.
34-point comeback.
Exactly. It was at Carter Finley Stadium. And I was there. My cousin, Mike Glennon, who we've had on the show, was the quarterback. My season ended a little early, got down there, or it might have been a bye week. I forget what it was. Made it down there. I'm in the stadium, and they're down by $1 billion at half. 35, it probably was 35, 34, something like that. And I remember thinking none of the bad plays that put them in this hole are things that should ever happen again. I forget who the running back was, number 34. Last name may have been Washington. May have been making that up. But he was running Open field. I'm talking nobody within 5 yards of him. Drop the ball. Just like run, like look like it was covered in butter. Just run in, drop the ball. Maryland picked it up, put him in scoring position. They may have even returned it. Mike, my cousin, I can say this to him, threw a hitch that got jumped that he should never throw. Pick six, and it was. I'm looking at it right, and I'm watching, and I know Mike, and I know the team, and I'm going. I don't know if they're going to come back, but they're going to be much better in the second half because none of those mistakes are ones that should stick with them, right? Like that throw that got returned for a pick six, that's one Mikey makes once every 10 years, and he just made it. And the running back that dropped the football, I'm guessing that's the only time in his life he is going to be clear wide open in the open field and drop the football. So let's look at DJ Chark. DJ Chark at 23 years old, second year in the league, had 1,000+ yards receiving, 8 touchdowns, and as an alternate made the Pro Bowl. And he did that with rookie Gardner Minshew as his quarterback. So he was a burgeoning star, right? Everybody was excited about the explosiveness shown by DJ Chark. The next year he started battling injuries, 700 yards. Then he started battling more injuries, had 650 yards over the next 2 seasons combined. There was a Urban Meyer year mixed in there. There was a year with the Detroit Lions mixed in there. Right? There were injuries around him, injuries to the offensive line mixed in there. And I'm looking around going, are these the mistakes that are going to keep holding him back? Are these problems that are going to keep holding him back? Or are these ones that happen, fluke instances are going to happen once, and from this point forward, they're going to be A-okay? I think there's a chance that those injuries were situational. They were one-offs, right? They're like a running back dropping the football in the open field. They're probably not going to happen again. So now he's 27 years old on a 1-year contract, and his range of outcomes is about as wide as anyone in the league. Because here's the thing. Injured players can improve. And what I mean by that is if you are a injured player, you might be getting better. We just don't know it. You might be watching film. You might be learning experience. You might be getting experience. You might be, fine-tuning your technique, right? Think of the guy who breaks his foot and is a basketball player, so is out there just shooting jumpers from a chair and getting his form absolutely perfect. And then suddenly, he comes back from injury and he's knocking down threes. And you're like, where did that come from? Maybe DJ Chark, when he's battling these injuries, is living with a jugs machine, right? Or maybe he's doing, there used to be rice bucket exercises for grip strength. Maybe we don't know if he's been getting better. So he might be a 1,000-yard receiver with 8 touchdowns that made it to the Pro Bowl as an alternate as a 23-year-old who's been getting better for 4 years. We just haven't gotten a chance to see it. So if he is even close to the other DJ, right? If DJ Moore in this offense would have put up 1,300 yards, if DJ Chark can put up 1,100 yards, 1,050 yards, and make a few of the same big plays, then the Panthers front office deserves a gold star and a pat on the back and a couple attaboys. If they can make that happen, then the trade looks better, right? Then really everything they did this offseason looks better. DJ Chark is the lotto ticket with the highest payout. You ever do scratchers? My grandma used to do it. Now my mom does it, right? When the whole family gets together, everybody gets one scratcher, one scratch-off lottery ticket. And you do. I don't care who you are. The top grand prize, the top of the scratcher, you check, right? Some of them are like, you can win $500,000. Some of them are you can win $10 million. Some of them you can win, $5,000 a week for life. You always check what it is, right? And you look, right? Oh, mine, I can win $300,000. Yours, oh, you can win $2 million. DJ Chark is the one that you can win $2 million, right? He's the one with the biggest jackpot, and he's on a 1-year deal, and maybe he would make himself a whole bunch of money, so he might actually be kind of playing for a lotto because if he has 1,200 yards next year, he's going to be much, much more expensive.